Yo, what is good, my dudes? I'm coming at you with the ABC deck profile, which got me second place at the Tin tournament. It was locals, but still some decent decks. Round one, we came across Branded, we 2-0'd. Then we came across the unfortunate Gimmick Puppet player who thinks he's all that in a bag of chips because he opened Forbidden Droplet. We got 0-2'd. Then we came across Plunder Patrol, 2-0'd that. Then we came across oh, Jesus God, the Flunderies, but we gave him the quick sauce. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and jump into this. Standard, you got your 2 A Assault Cores. Then you've got your 3 B Buster Drakes. And 2 TUC Crush Wyverns. Like, it's standard, nothing different, nothing has changed. Now this is where a lot of people might lose their marbles. I'm playing 2 Union Driver. I cannot stand opening the one of, and at that point, being able to have the second one, I can still make combo lines to pop off and go further into it. So, if you think it's incorrect, let me know down in the comments down below, but I like this card at 2. It allows me to still pop off, and if they shifter me, then I can still continue to combo off. Then we play our boy 2 Revolution Synchrons. The synchro aspect of this card is amazing, or being able to link climb with it. It is phenomenal. Only play 2, not 3. I don't know. I wasn't a fan of 3. Then you've got your 2 Regulus. I love this card at 2. He's fantastic. He's allowing you to combo harder and further, along with making certain plays more viable. Then we've got our boy, the Supreme King Dragon Darkworm, along with the Shudo. I love this card with Dragon's Ravine. It used to be played back before the Pendulum box came out. This card is amazing. Just being able to discard this off the Ravine and then send this to the graveyard. Then you're able to special summon this, then summon this without committing to your normal summon for the Ancient Fairy to grab whatever field spell that you are currently looking for. Or if you do have the Dragon's Ravine, or even a Forbidden Droplet to clear your opponent's board, this summons from the graveyard, and it's able to do so much for you. Like, this card is amazing. Even being able to just go into an Xyz play or whatever else you need to do with this card. And Distributor should be self-explanatory. Then we're going into hand traps. You've got 3 Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring. You have 1 Nib, 1 Droll, and 1 Shifter. There's a reason for the Shifter. This card, it hurts us so much, so you need it. This card without the Apollo hurts us as well. This card is just really good. You'll be able to see this later in the profile why I am playing this card. Then into Field Spell Land, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hangers. Union Hanger is amazing. It gets you where you need to go. And a lot of people, for some godforsaken reason, have been ashing it. But then into the rest of the field spells, you got 2 Dragon's Ravine, which this card's never dead. It is always alive, no matter what. Like, the only way it would be dead is if you opened the 2 dragons. But at that point, the Distributor will shuffle itself back into the deck, and then you can just dump it if you need to get a piece out of your hand. Then, 2 Therian Disc Coliseums. Card is amazing. It allows you to get back a Regulus, even on your turn. If you attack into your opponent's monster, being able to add back that Regulus. Then the final bit of the Field Spell Gambit is the Chicken Game. Now, you might be asking, why am I playing Chicken Game? You pay 1,000 life points to draw a card. And with the amount of field spells that this deck is playing, just being able to get yourself another card, whether it be a hand trap, another piece for hand, and then you can easily, 1, eat it with Ancient Fairy, 2, place a new field spell on top of it, and your opponent doesn't get the draw. Or if your opponent doesn't read your cards, like most people, then at that moment, you can go ahead and survive a turn. The only downside is if they do read it, then they get a draw, and that's why I normally try to get rid of it. Then we go into the forbidden droplets, like I talked about. Then you have the crossout designator. This card has been so amazing. Being able to stop my opponent from stopping my combos, primarily. The card right now it's okay. I think it will be better once the ABC stuff does come out, and playing the mirror match will be so much more impactful. And then one Called by the Grave. Then going into the last of the spells, I still think playing this card at 1 is fantastic. And then 1 Tuning. Tuning, it can help get there, just with getting another dump into the graveyard. Sometimes it's a little unfortunate depending on what spell you put in there, but other times it's cracked. But having like a good portion of your deck being certain monsters to be able to combo off with, it's phenomenal. Then you play the last of the cool hand traps, 3 Infinite Impermanence, and 1 Azaroon. Azaroon has come up multiple times. I think this card is amazing, just being able to negate my opponent's inherent summon. So, yeet. We'll go ahead now and dive into the extra deck. So as you've seen this entire video, and Richard we trust, he is amazing. One of the best head judges I have ever had the privilege of knowing. Then we've got 3 ABC Buster Dragons. I know some people are cutting it to 2. I think in the grind game, having 3 is just way too important. I cannot see myself cutting this card down to 2 unless like Konami's ban list says otherwise. But this card I think is integral at 3. Now we go into the Link 2 Gambit. You've got 1 IP Masquerena, 1 SP Little Knight, 1 Platinum Gadget, 1 Silhouette Rabbit, 1 Nightmare Phoenix, and the last of it, which might be odd, Lina the Light Charmer Lustrous. Like, these are self-explanatory. This one helps you end on the board with Silhouette Rabbit and IP. This card's amazing, just being able to get the trap. And then also, your pieces, when they are unequipped, because it doesn't specify trap cards, it can pop your opponent's back row with unequipping your cards. And then Phoenix, just more back row removal, along with being another option for the access code talker to pop more cards on your opponent's side of the field. And the Illustrious, like, there are some light decks along with some light hand traps you can go ahead and take and go from that point, but there's a bigger role this card is playing, and it's a fantastic thing that is happening with it. Then we go into the Nightmare Unicorn. It's self-explanatory. Then you've got your 1 access code. You've got your Underworld Goddess of the Night. She's fantastic, being able to slurp up your opponent's monsters, and Talker's Talker. Then into Ancient Fairy, Crystal Wing, and Bagooska. Bagooska is nice if you get shifted. Unfortunately, though, just because of the amount of board breakers and everything else, I'm finding his utility less and less. I haven't found the answer yet of what to cut him for as of right now, but I'm not liking him as much anymore. And then Crystal Wing and Ancient Fairy are just gas. Now into the sideboard. Now, you remember that Lina I showed you about? Well, there's a lot of decks that use a lot of spell cards. And I think I should be the only one using spell cards. Citing 1 Secret Village of the Spellcasters. You can search it off your Ancient Fairy Dragon. Like, being able to eat your Union Hanger after you've completed basic combo, they will be the saddest, and people are not able to continue from that point. Then you've got your 2 Cosmic Cyclones, your 2 Lightning Storms. Very self-explanatory, being able to get rid of your opponent's goodies. Then you've got the Trap lineup, which is 1 Anti-Spell, 3-dimensional Barrier, and 3 Judgment. All self-explanatory. Like, they're really good cards. They help stop getting got. Finally, you've got 3 Spooky Dogwoods. Unfortunately, I did not draw that against the Gimmick Puppet, but I do like this card for 1 in time, or 2 being able to save myself from getting Gimmick Puppet burned. And if I play against Tenpai, I understand with Pot of Prosperity going to 1, but if they do open that card against you and with this card, they don't win. They cannot push enough damage onto the board. But if you have any questions or curious about different choices in the deck, I know there's a horse variant going around. I've been looking at it. I plan to give it a test because the cards got reprinted. So let me know what you think, and peace.